what's been happening in Millman's Appliances? Well, a lot's been happening in Millman's Appliances the last couple of years. We're out on Route 9 now at our new showroom. It's really, really well featured. You'll see on our website it hasn't even caught up to our growth. Our website's showing 47 brands from all over the globe. Millman's Appliance is a leader in this region, also in this industry. In this industry, we bring 54 of the world's best brands to our local community. They range anywhere from entry-level products all the way to professional and commercial products. So some of the recent additions we've brought in have been from Germany, have been from Sweden, and all over Italy, all over the globe, we've brought brands to our showroom. Millman's Appliance is not just your little appliance store anymore. We can custom design your ranges, your range hoods. If you want an orange range, we can do it. I mean, everybody's in the festive mode of Halloween, so we can get you an orange range to celebrate Halloween. You'll find Miele. Miele is one of our most recent additions. Miele being a brand that is not just for any dealer. Miele actually selects their dealers from Germany at their board level and selects their dealers of who is going to be able to carry their brand. We're very, very honored to have this brand, and we're selected shortly after our presentation here at 2 Million Cups a couple years back. You'll find a working display of that in our showroom, as well as many, many other brands in our showroom. It's a very interactive and very engaging showroom. If you're having a day where you need an extra cup of coffee, stop by. We actually have a Miele coffee maker that will grind its beans for you and make a latte or whatever you'd like. So stop by and say hello. One of the most recent things that we're very, very proud of as a team at Millman's is we won the 2015 Better Business Bureau Torch Award. That's something that will be in this Friday's Cape Gazette. Did a nice article for us, and we're very, very proud of that. As a team, we're a team of 17, but we have reaches throughout the community, as well as other communities well outside of Sussex that we sell our goods and services to. So it's because of the community that we're strong. It's because of the community that we've been able to make a very successful move to our new location, and we've increased our opportunity by double digits over the Route 1 location we were at for 43 years. So that's a little bit about Millman's Appliances. The website that you're seeing up on the screen today is a result of 8 years of planning and execution. This website is very dynamic for our industry. It's actually one of the best that I know of in the industry. It's designed out of Arizona, and it is a product of 8 years, carries 154,000 SKUs that updates every 19 minutes. So we remain competitive both locally and nationally. Every 19 minutes, this website updates. If there's a change in the market, we have it every 19 minutes. If there's a change with specifications in Korea, our cut sheets and everything, our owner's manuals and everything are updated every 19 minutes. So for our end consumer, you could be on the beach in Hawaii thinking about that new appliance you want to purchase, do it online, and actually get all your specifications sent electronically to your designer. So that's the kind of sophistication we've kind of entered into with the things that we're doing at Millman's. We are a very progressive company, very, very progressive. I think the recession, if anything, has taught us that we need to be progressive, not complacent, and very inventive and engaging. So that's what we've done. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
We'll open it up for Q&A, and I want to thank Gary in particular to coming this morning and making this presentation for us. And Lit, I guess you're first here out of the box.
Yeah. Get your back end up at that podium now. Come on. we like to look at a smiling face. That's a good
I like
thing.
to have one too.
Yes, you do. I can tell you, Gary, you may recall we've done quite a bit of business. As a realtor, we've recommended your services to many, many people and would continue to do it, no question. I didn't realize you'd gotten so large as you have, but that strategic move to 9 has to be a crowning jewel in your planning program. The only question I'd have is how can you accommodate more business? It sounds to me like your hands are pretty full.
No, we would love to have more business. You know, I think one of the best compliments I've ever received is from one of my largest competitors that lay to my south. He said to me, Gary, he says, I always think that I get the beat on you, And that quick, you take a left turn and do something totally and completely different. He says, you're one competitor I can never pin down. And I thought that was a great compliment.
It was a tremendous compliment.
We can handle more business. We've built, and I think I presented that during the last communication, we built a 10,000 square foot warehouse. It's fully complete with forklifts and everything. We have tractor trailers that can actually come and park inside of that in days of foul weather, and we can actually take the appliances from the trucks and offload them, sort them, organize them, provide our customer care and customer service without the appliance ever hitting the light of day. So the first time that it comes out of the box is when we're at your house with our enclosed trailers, and you know, we make sure that it's not out in the weather or anything like that. A lot of our competition is still working out of pickup trucks and that kind of thing. We use pickup trucks with covered trailers, but again, a very controlled environment.
Gotcha. Well, that is really, really remarkable because the size of your operation, I was in there when it was previously a business, as an upstairs, as I recall, and a downstairs, and not downstairs, but the main floor. And you could not be doing all you're doing out of that building. So having that other 10,000 square feet apparently lets you function pretty well.
It does. We're not excellent, but we're really, really humble. Every customer we treat with the same care, whether they're buying a 10-cent part or a $10,000 kitchen. We have never lost our roots, our vision, or our goal. And that's something we will never change. That's our core value. We're corporate responsible to our community, and we remain very vigilant to our core values and our roots.
Another point, Gary, the last time you were here, you were just in the transition mode from 1 South, I call it 1 South in Rehoboth, to out to your new store, 19404. That must have been, again, the timing was right. Can you comment on that?
I can, and I will. The timing was right. The opportunity presented itself. Monday, we will go to final settlement on that location. We will actually purchase that location on Monday at 11 a.m. The transition from Route 1, where we were at for 44 years, to Route 9 was one that I have to say was very, very, very encompassing and very difficult. I mean, when you take a look at marketing, you take a look at the facets of what you're doing with uprooting a business of that many decades and taking it to a new location, I think that you would need a lot more than 1 million cups of coffee to do that. So, you know, there was a lot of planning that took place, a lot of marketing that took place, and by all things, it was a blessing from God to be able to find that location and to operate out of that location the way we have.
Absolutely. Another question?
I just want to say my grandparents always went to Millman's Appliances, my parents, and myself.
We thank you for that. And we want to see you and your grandchildren and so on back. The business is very, very strong. We keep re-innovating ourselves, as I've talked. We're committed to customer excellence. If you don't have that, my phone is always on. We meet every Wednesday. We train every Wednesday. And what do we train for? We don't train for what went wrong. We train for how to make it right. We train for excellence in installations, in service, in best practices. This morning's topic was about the 3 Ps, something I came up with this week. We want to be prompt, we want to be professional, we want to be proficient. In all those aspects, we want to show our excellence. You know, we can only be as good as our weakest link, and we always train against that weakest link. That's what brought us the Better Business Bureau Torch Award this year, is for our training, is for our ethics, and different things that we're doing. We have 17. We're a little place with a lot of moxie.
So, good morning, Gary, and thanks.
Good morning,
for being
sir.
here. You made mention to some innovation that you've done in the past, and your competitor says, you know, I can never keep up with you because, you know, you make that left turn. What's your next left turn?
Well, next left turn is ownership of this building. Certainly, we're to a point where 54 brands, I think, are enough for us to take notice in the marketplace. There are probably approximately 60 to 65 brands. They're popping up, you know, little boroughs. We have things like 5 Star out of Pennsylvania, and we have different little innovative companies that are coming forward. Not all of them meet our objectives. Not all of them meet our criteria. We only bring the best products to the marketplace that are tried and true, but most importantly, are supported properly with customer care and customer service. If we can't have that and we can't service everything we sell, we will not bring it in our portfolio. We are very, very stringent about what we bring in. We are very selective about what we bring in. Any product we bring in, we first and foremost go through it with technicians to determine where its fallacies or missing points might be for our operations. We can't certify that every single appliance that we ever sell you will never break down. Anything mechanical can and will break down. It's how significant, or it's significant to you, the consumer, of how we handle that internally and how we get out to your home and take care of that from the crate to replacement.
Okay, just as a follow-up to that then, you have quite an infrastructure in place with your warehousing and that type of thing. You have how many sales locations, and are you contemplating the possibility of future sales locations since you have the infrastructure ready?
That's a great question. And, you know, I'll take this back to our core values way back 13 years ago. When we sat down, Tracy and I, we sat down and we thought about what will we look like when we grow up as an appliance company. You have to understand, we had a truck, 2 guys, and 2 brands. And our commitment to our community and our commitment to our corporation was to never grow beyond our capability. That was our original core value, that we never wanted to take on more than we could responsibly handle. And when we talk about responsibility, we take that very, very serious. I do not plan on ever creating another location. I don't think in today's environment, bricks and mortar is the thing of the future. I think a premier showroom like we have to showcase the goods that we have, combined with excellent service, I think we can grow well beyond where we are without expanding bricks and mortar. Consequently, I think in the digital age, there's many, many opportunities of which we'll be engaging going forward. We have goals in the 1 to 3 year time frame to expand in other markets without expanding bricks and mortar.
Well, between your website and your store, you've really become a destination for those that are seeking, I say, your shop and being able to actually go down the aisles, and how you have what I consider a relatively small place laid out so efficiently so that the customer feels that they're getting obviously the best view of the products that you're offering. The other comment I'd like to make, coming from the corporate world also, is the fact that when you stress the capability of having a distribution center building large enough that you can pull the truck in and actually unload under roof, that is a major, major, major advantage as far as the consumer and the final product that they're getting. So that's just my 2 cents as far as about the logistics of what and how you're handling it. Do we have any other questions?
I think you might have answered it, though. I don't need the mic, that's all right.
No, but we need you on mic because of the...
Oh, okay. Gary, he might have answered this, but do you guys have and pardon my ignorance, but do you have like a targeted demographic for the brands that you sell? What you said was kind of like you guys have like a real high-end appliances or something like that. Is that kind of your demographic? You target higher end?
Not really.
Okay.
Let me answer this by saying our community is our targeted demographic. It doesn't matter in our community whether or not a person can only afford a $150 used dryer or whether they can afford the $15,000 range. We have something for the entire community.
Okay.
One thing that we do, if you say target, part of our corporate responsibility that we, in our founding documents, basically we state that we have a community responsibility to everyone in our community. In that, we have a used appliance program where we help displaced families, we help battered women, we help fire victims, we help those who can't afford to have ranges and refrigerators and different things in our community. If there's a real need, you'll find Millman's Appliances there. And that's our targeted community, or that's our targeted audience.
Right.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
But we go anywhere from the $100 microwave all the way through. So we have 54 brands. We're a corporation of the community for the community.
Okay. Yeah, I recently talked to a guy down in Ocean View, Coastal Appliances or something like that. And he just had said to me that the appliances that he has kind of target, you know, the kind of blue collar family, that type of thing. So I didn't realize if there was a certain target community that certain stores went after, or.
That's a good little company you're talking about.
Yeah.
That company 11 years ago was owned by Betty and Buzz.
Yep.
Buzz had fallen off of a scaffolding, I believe was the story, back about 11 years ago. And Betty and her daughter called me to say, Gary, we're in bad shape. Buzz just got hurt. He's in the hospital. So what we did, instead of taking an opportunity or an advantage of that company, we actually sent a crew of 2 in a truck down to Betty and Buzz to support them for about 3 or 4 months till they got back on their feet. Since Betty and Buzz have gotten up in their years, they went ahead and retired. But that's the kind of company we are. We're not out to bloody hatchets or anything like that, but we're corporately responsible to our community and to our competition. I mean, I look at Coastal as a great little growing company. They're where we were years and years ago. And, you know, there's a lot of room in this community for a lot of great competition. We're not after, you know, the Coastal Maytags or the small companies. That's not what we're about. We're about having our marketplace and be representative of that marketplace because we have a dynamic community. So that's what we do.
Well, thank you, Gary. And the obvious question that we all end up with is, what else can we do for you?
Well, we appreciate all the referrals and everything, the networking that we have in this community. The word-of-mouth advertising is something that can never be purchased. And anyone that's an entrepreneur or has been or is going to be, the one thing I would offer is word of mouth. If someone needs an appliance, send them my way. We'll take good care of them, I can promise you. I'm there on the sales floor every day. So I appreciate this opportunity and your time and certainly your questions. They were very engaging, and I hope I answered them to your specifications or your considerations.